Tesla's stepping back. SpaceX is walking away. And Elon Musk just pulled off the unthinkable, threatening to cut all United States government contracts, then reportedly striking a secret deal with BRICS nations. While Washington is tangled in tariff debates, hearings, and political subpoenas, Musk is, well, charting a different course. He's moving Starlink into India, integrating Tesla's AI into China's energy grid, and shifting billions in advanced tech to nations far outside U.S. influence. The Pentagon is sounding alarms, calling Musk a potential national security risk. The Treasury Department has launched an investigation into his overseas deals. Even former President Donald Trump has brushed him off as crazy. But here's the twist. What if this isn't some reckless outburst? What if it's a deliberate strategy, not rebellion, but succession? If Musk no longer answers to Washington, who does he answer to? And what happens when the man steering the future of energy, communications, and AI decides the United States isn't his priority? It all came to a head on June 5, 2025. Musk publicly blasted President Trump for being ungrateful and announced he would terminate every active federal partnership. The timing wasn't random. It came just 72 hours after Tesla's stock plunged 14.3%, wiping out $150 billion in market value according to Bloomberg. But this wasn't just about market turbulence. It was the final step in a carefully planned exit. For months, Musk had been quietly untangling his companies from U.S. oversight. Tesla left federally funded EV programs. SpaceX ended work with the Pentagon. Starlink pulled out of defense-related satellite reviews. All done quietly, no press events, no tweets. During his May 14th testimony to Congress, Musk was blunt. If the U.S. punishes innovation, I'll take it to countries that still value it. Since then, he's been operating as if Washington doesn't exist in his plans, aligning with foreign governments, redirecting supply chains, and building infrastructure outside U.S. jurisdiction. One defense insider told reporters, "We didn't lose Elon. We made it too expensive for him to stay." Earlier in 2025, the Pentagon asked to override Starlink's controls for defense missions. Musk said no. Soon after, SpaceX was cut from 3 major satellite contracts worth over $4 billion. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Boeing filled the gap. While the United States was cutting ties, BRICS nations opened the door. South Africa, India, and Brazil accelerated Starlink adoption. In March, India dismissed U.S. objections and declared Starlink expansion a domestic matter. By June, it was active in 5 states with full national coverage set for later this year. Leaked Russian documents hinted at interest in Starlink for encrypted military communications, seen as an indirect invitation to Musk's team. Analysts warn, Starlink isn't leaving defense, it's just changing sides. EV tariffs rose in March. Tesla pulled out of all federally backed charging and clean energy projects. Instead, Musk signed a $2.3 billion deal in Brazil to build a national charging network and battery research and development hubs, entirely outside U.S. control. Tesla's supply chain shifted too, avoiding North American ports in favor of South Africa and Malaysia, sidestepping new U.S. trade rules. Bloomberg says this cut Tesla's U.S. market exposure by 38% in the second quarter of 2025. A senior Tesla source called it a firewall against future policy swings, and it's growing fast. In May 2025, Guangdong Province quietly approved Tesla's AutoBidder AI for use in local energy systems, the first U.S.-built algorithm embedded in China's grid this year. Originally meant for Tesla fleets, it's now managing electricity distribution in heavy industry zones. So, how did it pass Chinese restrictions? Tesla registered it as a commercial, non-vehicle energy platform, which let them bypass U.S. export bans. Treasury officials are reviewing the deal, but Musk insists it's fully legal. Experts say this isn't about licenses, it's about sovereignty. Musk just placed American AI inside China's power network, and honestly, China may only be the start. By mid-2025, SpaceX was shut out of U.S. defense projects while BRICS nations pushed ahead with Starlink rollouts. No U.S. approval needed. Brazil tied its $1.1 billion broadband for education plan to Starlink, and South Africa fast-tracked it for emergency networks. These aren't small contracts. They're national infrastructure partnerships, built without the country that once funded Musk's rise. On May 29, 2025, the Treasury began reviewing whether Tesla's AI tools in foreign state utilities should be labeled dual use under new export laws. The case could set the standard for where US-developed AI can operate without federal intervention. This isn't just trade law. It's a question of whether a private tech empire can outgrow the government that helped create it. By June 2025, Musk's companies were quietly removed from two of the federal government's top tech advisory boards. Tesla was dropped from the Federal EV Infrastructure Forum. X.AI was removed from the National AI Strategy Group, replaced by Amazon, Microsoft, and Anthropic. A White House official told the Financial Times the move came from persistent alignment issues, especially over Musk's unpredictable foreign energy and satellite partnerships. This purge happened just weeks after SpaceX refused the Pentagon's override request, and Tesla sealed its independent EV infrastructure deal in Brazil. Musk's reply, "If DC wants control, it should build its own infrastructure. We'll build where we're needed." Bloomberg calls this the shift from cooperative separation to strategic sidelining, and it's now irreversible. While Washington is slowly cutting ties, something surprising is happening overseas. America's own allies, countries that usually align with US policy, are, questioning their relationship with Musk and the tech he controls. The concern? What if Musk's satellites don't come with a US-friendly override? By mid-2025, key allies, including Germany, Japan, and Australia, had launched official reviews into their reliance on Starlink, the satellite network owned by SpaceX. Their fear is simple. In a global crisis, who controls Starlink? If it's Musk, not a government, then decisions could be made on personal judgment instead of military protocol. Germany's Federal Network Agency is investigating reports that Starlink ignored NATO emergency communication procedures, raising the risk it might not be available or could be shut off during war. Japan's Ministry of Internal Affairs delayed national Starlink approval, citing no clear plan for who would run it in wartime. Australia flagged concerns in a May defense briefing over Musk's unilateral shutdowns of Starlink near Gaza and Crimea, both sensitive conflict zones. Starlink is now embedded in emergency infrastructure across multiple nations, powering broadband in remote areas, supporting surveillance, and maintaining communications in war zones. But as one NATO advisor told Bloomberg, Starlink is a strategic asset without a chain of command. Still, no country has cut ties, because Starlink remains the fastest, most reliable, and most affordable option on the market. In many areas, there's simply no alternative. While allies grow wary, China is moving the other way, pulling Musk closer. In May 2025, Beijing gave Tesla full approval to expand its Shanghai Gigafactory and launch an AI-powered fleet optimization system nationwide. This came just 2 weeks after the US hiked tariffs on Chinese EVs, signaling a worsening trade clash. According to Bloomberg, Tesla didn't just get expansion rights. It secured land for battery production and exemptions from strict Chinese data rules. Even one's local giants like BYD must follow. Even more surprising, officials in Anhui province confirmed Tesla will co-lead a state-funded EV research center in Hefei, with subsidies designed to offset US production cuts. By mid-2025, Tesla was the only major US tech firm expanding in China's strategic industries, a sign that Beijing sees Musk not as a rival, but a valuable partner. As one Asia-Pacific trade analyst told the Financial Times, China doesn't need to control Musk. It just needs him to keep choosing them over Washington. By mid-2025, Musk isn't just skirting US restrictions. He's building around them. Tesla's AI is powering China's national energy grid. Starlink is growing in India, Brazil, and South Africa, outside US military reach. SpaceX now dedicates 40% of launches to international clients, a major shift from its Pentagon-heavy past. X.AI is training models in UAE data centers beyond Washington's legal oversight. Meanwhile, US officials are scrambling to rebuild trust with allies, find replacements for Musk in strategic planning, and investigate what years of subsidies helped create. This is the true cost of losing leverage, not because Musk turned hostile, but because, as he said himself, America became a place where innovation gets punished. So here's what it all comes down to. Did the US just lose the one technologist it couldn't afford to lose? Or has Musk revealed a new blueprint, one that other companies, and even rival nations, will now rush to copy? Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and drop your comments.